In the last lecture, we all had discussed about the Darwin's theory, and in the Darwin's theory, we all have understood the Darwin's observation. In that, we have learned that the Darwin has emphasized on the overproduction or excessive natural rate of the multiplication, then struggle for existence, variation in heredity, then at the end he emphasized on the survival of the fittest. So today we will be talking about the neo-Darwinism. Neo-Darwinism is nothing but the modified version of the Darwin's theory. So, in the year 1880, everyone started doubting on the validity of the Darwin's theory. So, there were some updations into the Darwin theory, and this was modified and sent as a modern theory of the origin of species, modern synthetic theory, or you can say the evolution's neo-Darwinism theory. So, this particular theory is based on the Darwin's observation as well as the observations what we that time scientists have done. So Hughes and other scientists they have stated their theories about the evolution. They discuss about the mutation and other genetic processes. So simply neo-Darwinism is updation of the Darwin's theory and in the terms of the genetics. So whatever isolation of the population have done and other work from the other geneticians have come forwarded and that was accepted and mixed or mingled up into the Darwinism, and Darwin's theory was modified as a neo-Darwinism. Then the next theory we will learn in the evolution is the mutation theory. Hugo de Veres he proposed that new theory arises due to the sudden change or transformation that is called as the mutation. We have earlier learned about the mutation in genetic subject. We all have learned that mutation is any changes into the normal genes. So mutation theories, Hugo de Veres says that this mutation is the major cause of the evolution. He suggested that the evolution has done because of the adaptation. So as the animal or organism started adapting, so yes, as animals started adapting to the environment, the this environment makes some changes into the genes of the organism, and these genetic changes mutation causes the evolution. So in naturally breeding population or species, mutation occur from time to time from individual to individual. So the individual, those who get mutation in them are known as a mutant. So if you will observe the mutant version of the offspring, so they are very much different from the parent. This mutation, this as we know that the gene passes from generation to generation. So same way the mutation are also heritable, and if it will go to the up to some extent, it will cause new species or you can say the new races. There are many examples that you will find that something are fixed into the race. Example, if you will observe that some non-vegetarian races, they can digest the non-veg food very well. So it is because of the modification into their digestive system. So when this mutate person or this mutant will cross, so this mutation will not be disappear. Mutations are all sudden, and it is not actually the gradual process. Over the time the mutation will come, then another will come. It is not like that. It occurs as of sudden, and if it is suitable for the environment and it gives the better way for the adaptation to the organism, it fixes into the generation to generation. Mutation occur possible in all the organism. It is not involve the same character because it is not like that all the offspring will suddenly get mutation into the colors only. So it is not the same. Some may get mutation in some offspring will get mutation into the color, some will may get into the height and all. By natural selection, unsuitable mutations are destroyed. Now, why this is so? If the organism's mutation will suits to the mutant, so the mutant will get maybe that mutation will help the organism to better survival. So if it is the suitable, then will help the individual. But that mutation is causing any disease to the organism, what will happen that the mutant will destroy and will die off before the reproductive age. So that mutation will not fix. Then second is the modern, Weismann's germplasm theory. What Weismann was, is the name of scientist. He said that inheritance takes place by mean of the germ cells. Now we all know very well that these germ cells are nothing but our gamete. So these gametes are responsible for the formation of all type of cells. This gamete, now see what happens when the ovum, when it fuses with the sperm, so it forms the gamete, and this gamete will give out to the various cells. So what will happen, this will form the various germ cell, germline cell we called it. So this germline will cell will differentiate into the somatic cells. So this particular type of inheritance, it is possessed by the germ cells. That's why this particular theory is also called as the germplasm theory, and Weismann was the scientist who had given. So he gave the idea that continuity of the germ cells, that germ cells are making the determinants of the various type of the cell. Example, the neural germ cells will form first, and these germ cells will make all the nervous system. Then blood germ cells will be made by the blood determinants, and these blood determinants will form all type of the blood only. Then muscle, in TY we all are going to learn in detail about the stem cells. It is also called as the stem cells. First, normal germ cell if you will take, so this is pluripotent. We all are going to learn the concept of pluripotent stem cell, multipotent, then unipotent. So that time you will understand this concept in a better way. Then modern synthetic theory says that what modern synthetic theory of evolution is basically the concept of gene, which states that genes are the unit of heredity which transmit character from the generation to generation. So because of this, the mutation, recombination, the individual shows the variation, and whichever variation are best suited for the organism, and or you can say which makes the organism fit for the environment, get fixed into the generation. So this way he said that the favorable mutation helps the organism to adapt the surrounding, hence he or she become suited for the other variant. So because of this, because of the mutation, adaptation, selection phenomena, it can be fix the good characters of the individual organism, and this individual organism will become better in all the generation. So it will make the human more, not only human, the organism more and more smarter and more suitable for the environment. So modern synthetic theory, it is as I earlier told you that it says that genes are the unit of heredity. Mutation can be harmful or useful. So harmful will be eliminated. Harmful will be eliminated by natural selection means if any harmful mutation occurs into the organism, so that organism will not survive only and will die. And if this mutation is favorable, so that will help the organism to adapt the surrounding and make them fit. Example, camel, llama, both are very closely related species. But you will find that the camel is a desert species while llama is a high altitude species. So when you will compare HP of both the animal, you will find both have the different affinity. Now, who will have the more affinity? Definitely this llama, because it stays on the higher altitude. So this particular changes into the molecule of the hemoglobin make the camel as well as llama better adapted to the environment. So such type of changes make them to acquire the specialization to adapt to sunlight, which is selected by the nature. Then next is the neutral theory. Neutral theory of molecular evolution was given by the Moto Kamura in the year 1968. He said that whatever molecular basis evolution occurred, it causes the variation between the species, and this is all because of the genetic drift of the mutant alleles that are selectively neutral. Now, genetic drift we all have learned in detail in the different unit. You might have learned about it, that genetic drift means, suppose if there is a complete species and there was a overproduction of any organism, so what happened, there was a competition between them. So those who are best fit, so they will there will be environmental pressure. So this environmental pressure will be bear by the organism those who are better fit. So those who are weak, they all will die, and this will cause the genetic drift. So selection is based on the genetic drift. This is all about the evolution. So here we end the unit evolution. That's it for today.